Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Hardworking, artistic brothers. And this podcast is sponsored by a gentleman, and he sent a donation, and he wanted me to talk about artistic brothers. Right, artistic brothers like photographers, even content creators, painters, writers, the creative type of men. Because, and you know what, I got to give them some dap on that and really promote that because, we got a lot of guys talking about like all these other businesses and professions and everything, but the artistic brother. Now, that's a different thing because, and I know this from personal experience, because even though everybody knows me for doing podcasts and everything, my main thing is a writer. If I gotta list my profession on any application or even on my taxes, I say writer. I say writer because remember, my main thing is I actually own a publishing company. That's my main thing. I got 9 books in current circulation, and I've published a total of my own books, 12 of my own books. 3 of them are out of circulation. I've actually published a couple other people. So that's my main thing, and I'm gonna tell you what. That is a labor of love if you any type of artistic man. That's a labor of love because it's a tough world. It's a tough world. Indeed, a lot of times if you are artistic, if you get into any type of business of that nature, and I mean I listed a few, but you could be a filmmaker, I don't know, some type of designer, even designing clothes or something, you could call that artistic. It's hard work. It's hard work, and plus you probably have to do some other stuff. You got to put up with some stuff. It could be hard dating. Let's be real. It could be hard dating because let's be real about women. Let's be real. When they looking at a man, yes, they looking at him for sex appeal, but they also looking at him for nest appeal. Shout out Sweet Lady in Chi-Town for coming up with that terminology. And a lot of times when you say you're an artist or something like that, the woman might, unless the woman considers you like super sexy, she might be like, might not want to deal with you then. And you just like, dang. Like I said, if you ain't super sexy to them, it's like, well, because what nature of women is, if they don't find you super sexy, then they're like, well, okay, well, can he deliver resources? Right? And you be sitting back like, and they'll be like looking at you. And I know this from personal experience. I remember, even though I was working in the government at the time, when I tell me some women, I said, yeah, I'm working here, but I'm working to be a writer. I actually had one woman, right? We had a party, right? Everybody dancing except us. And I just started talking to her, not to try to get with anything, because she looked kind of whack, but actually to be more polite. Actually be more polite. I told her what I wanted to do, and her thing was, well, how can you support me as a writer? And I actually looked at her. I said, I don't even know your name. You talked about all of that. And I had quite a few women do that. In fact, that was something I would do to kind of screen women. I just tell them straight up writer. I wouldn't even tell them what I was doing. And the ones I'm cool with, in fact, one I'm cool with to this day. There's a picture. There's like 3 pictures of us on IG. She was the one that was like, hey, what you got? I was like, shoot. She's ready to read through it and everything. I was like, oh, okay, that's why we still cool to this day, right? But yeah, it's tough, and it's a tough thing, and it's not a 9 to 5 type of thing. If you're into any type of artistic stuff like that, it's not a 9 to 5 thing. You might be working all day, or you got to be creative. It's tough. You probably have to have another job. You going through all this stuff. The payoff ain't right away. Let's just be real. The payoff is not right away. I remember when I started really making money from my publishing, There were some months you get about $4,000 or $5,000. The next month might be get $2,000 or $3,000. When I first started. And even then, there was a point where it was always ebbs and flows. Like it could be that way for an artist, right? Say they, they work hard on their paintings and everything, and they might be able to get a show every now and then and maybe sell a painting, but it's tough. It's tough, and this is regardless of what you want to do. Even with content creators, right? That's art in many ways. No matter what we're talking about, this is art, so it can be tough. I know people talk about that AdSense money, but you still got to get people to, you got to work hard to get a following because there are a lot of content creators. Let's be real. There's thousands of content creators. Thousands, maybe even, it might be 1 million or so, right? If you look at all social media platforms, it's tough. A lot of people don't make that money. But if you got, I'm going to tell you what, though. You got to salute those types. You got to salute those artistic brothers. You got to salute them because you are doing something. They are doing something that really requires a lot of passion, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. There's always a talk about purpose. That's when you really own your purpose. You working in something that's not going to give you a steady income and you really taking a risk. Because for every brother working on his art, his passion, his creativity, his craft, there's one who might have wanted to do that, but because of other things, maybe a child, maybe getting married. And like I said, even the artists have to maybe work a full-time job to just keep them supported. Sometimes they just say, look, I'm just going to walk away from this. And, it's tough. It's tough. And you know what? We need art. We need art. This world will be drab without different types of art in it. We need it. I can get into it on a metaphysical level, but it's, that'd take it to another thing. But we need it. We need it. It's a part of who we are. We need it to inspire us. So anyway, salute to all those hard-working, artistic brothers.